Managing client accounts in Stratocast. In this section, we're going to look at how to view a client's web portal, modify client account information, and delete client accounts. If you have client accounts that are managed by the same client administrator user, they are considered sites of the same client account. However, since all sites are separate accounts within Stratocast, making changes to one site does not affect the other sites for this client account. These tasks and more can be accomplished through the Client section of the integrator site. To search for a particular client, enter a partial name in the search box, which is above the client account list on the right-hand side. No wildcards are required. It will search the name field of all client accounts for any occurrence of this text. Hit Enter or click on the magnifying glass to run the search, and the account list will update with the filtered information. To see the full client list, clear the search box and run the search again. We can view the client's web portal by clicking on the play button icon on the right side of the client account. This may be a lock icon if the client has enabled the privacy setting. To modify a client account, click on the name of the end user from the user account list. The account state must be active or suspended to be able to make any changes to the account. From the Edit page, make any necessary changes to the account information, which is identical to what was presented in the first two steps of the account creation process. Integrator users are able to suspend a client account from the account state, which can be used in cases where the client has defaulted on payments, for example. A suspended account will keep recording video according to the current settings, but the client will not be able to access their Stratocast interface. Integrator users can access the client's web page and view or export video, but only if the client has not enabled the privacy setting. If the client is using a multi-account username that has been associated with other users in the Stratocast system, they will only be locked out of the client account that has been suspended. To suspend an account, click on the account state using the drop-down menu from the account information page. Please note that billing will continue as normal since video recording will not be interrupted, and cameras may still be monitored by the integrator users. Once you have finished making any modifications, click on the Save Changes button on the bottom of the page. The state will change to Updating and then back to Active when it is finished. If you need to change the client administrator information, click on the Edit Details button next to the administrator in the User Account section of the Edit page. The client account and administrator state will need to be active or activation required to make any changes to the administrator. If the client administrator has been assigned a multi-account username which is also an integrator administrator or integrator user, the only way to modify the user information is through the user's personal preferences. The information presented in the Edit page is the same as in Step 3 of the account creation process. Make any changes necessary and click on the Save Changes button on the bottom of the page. The state will change to Updating and then back to the original state when the changes have been saved. If you need to replace the client administrator with a new user, from the Edit page of the client account, click on the Replace Administrator button. It will prompt you for all the information of the new client administrator user, similar to the steps in the account creation process. The username can be an email address that is already in use in the Stratocast system. If it already exists, the user account information such as the name and language preference will not be updated and the previous information will be kept. When finished, click on the Create button on the bottom right and the state will change to Replacing Account Administrator. When the state returns to the active or suspended state, the previous client administrator will no longer have access to the system, and the new client administrator will be active. If you need to make any changes to client users, click on the Clients button on the left side of the integrator interface, and click on the Play button icon on the right side of the client account. If the account is a lock, the client has enabled the privacy setting, and the client administrator will need to unlock access to their account before you can make changes to the client users. From the client homepage, click on the Configurations button on the left, and then click on the Additional Users tab on the main page. Click on the Edit Details button below the user you wish to modify, and the Edit dialog box will come up. Make any changes necessary, and click on the Save button when finished. You may also delete a client user from here by clicking on the Delete button. To delete a client account, you must first delete all cameras from the account, and the remote monitoring user, and any Federation users as well. The client account state must be active. Click on the name of the client account to get to the Edit page, and from the bottom of the page, click on the Delete Account button. The state will change to deleting, and then to deleted when the account has been removed from the Stratocast system. The client will no longer appear in the Client Accounts page. If the client administrator is using a multi-account username, the username is not deleted from any other account it is associated with.